The power of access. Just get to give it a few seconds, man. Just had such a good day trip today. Pop in the live with the Insta as well, and we'll be able to get this going. And so took a day trip down to Fort Lauderdale for the day. And the theme of this is just like the power of access. Like, it is so incredible, the access that we have these days. And on the train ride back, I was talking to this girl who sat next to me, and I'm like, isn't this just remarkable? She was living in Aventura, and she would be going up to West Palm Beach to work every day. And she was talking about the Brightline, which was the mini train system that's now been set up to go between like Miami, Aventura, Fort Lauderdale, whatever. And I'm like, this is crazy. We all have private drivers. We all have private conductors. We all have like private jets in our own like funny way. We, for $20, hopped in an Uber, came to pick us up at the front door, dropped us off at the Brightline, $29, got to Miami to Fort Lauderdale in like 28 minutes. The Brightline train station was incredible, super clean. Everything was up to date. The train cars were awesome. So got to sit, hang out there, do a little bit of work, write like a thank you letter, get a little bit of business done. And we show up there, and the next thing you know, we get off at the Brightline, and we're supposed to have an Uber, so we're just going to drop into like the Las Olas area. Well, it turns out someone came up to us, and they're like, hey, we work with this thing called, this thing is called Circuit. Well, Brightline has started something with Circuit. It's where they now have free rides for you to go anywhere. They have these longer golf carts that sit like 6 to 8. They're like, we'll take you anywhere around the city. I'm like, that is crazy. So for free, and they're all electric, and it's part of the Brightline. Now we had free access to even went down by like the Riverwalk. So I dropped us off by the Las Olas. We actually didn't take that. We just grabbed our Uber at the last minute, but we're like, that's crazy. We're going to have the Circuit actually pick us up from wherever we're at in Fort Lauderdale. So we do the Riverwalk, end up going for that around for a little while, and then grab the Uber, and it drops us into the beach area. And I hadn't spent any time in Fort Lauderdale. I've heard people speak about it, where compared to Miami, it's got an awesome community. There's not a lot of high rises. People are more focused on like the community and the family. Incredible beach, very short. Showed up, and it was just a beautiful day, like a really gorgeous day that was there. And let's change this lighting here a little bit too. And so we got to walk the beach, and then next we get to show up went to a state park. We knew we wanted to go hike in nature for a little while. So going to a state park, because we're just walking in, $2. That's crazy. Like, just only $2. So we hiked that for probably, I don't know, it must have been 2 or 3 hours. And then we're able to set up like a little picnic on the picnic table, refuel, end up walking back out of there and called Circuit to actually get a ride back. And next thing you know, we're back on the Brightline, and boom, we're back with the Uber. But the theme is this, like, the power that we have access is crazy. Like, I can grab a bicycle right outside that's like part of a $35 a month. We can call it Uber at any time, to go to a train at any time that drops us off right there, where the cost is like so minimal. Go to another city, have them drop us off, grab the Uber, go do all your walks, your nature, your food, and be able to come back in the same thing. Like, the access that we have, so grateful for. And it wasn't just like 100 years ago, where we couldn't even take a trip with the family. We'd throw in the wagon without little Billy getting typhoid, or, maybe not running into a rival clan of any sort. Next thing you know, like, someone having to like get into a full-on firefight, and like someone may having to like pass away on it. But the power of access that we have is so incredible. Like, we don't even need ownership anymore. We don't even need to own these things. You don't need to own the home. We could show up at the Airbnb. I mean, we're doing 6 months on an oceanfront in this gorgeous beach. Like, every day I walk out here, I'm just like, this is crazy. We negotiated down to 6 months. I don't need all the money in the world to go buy these places. I don't need money to buy the private jet. I don't need the money for like the private limousine driver, which there it's almost like we have it on rent all the time. And it's such a blessing to freedom. Such a blessing. So grateful for that. So probably there and back with like just some nice. We probably got there and back for $150 just for the day, and that was like all the transportation and things included. It is just remarkable, and I think the blessing this world more and more. It's we were talking about it when we were there, like how much we love doing these things. Like we love vagabonding. I love vagabonding, and vagabonding's more like, do I want to stay or do I want to go? Do I want to stay here for a couple days? Do I want to extend it for a couple more weeks? Like our capacity to show up into a beautiful town and explore and adventure and even have that as a temporary beautiful town and to be able to venture off into other beautiful places to explore is really cool. And to have the freedom to set up your life with this, you got time freedom, you got location freedom to go vagabond, go do it where you can still set up a beautiful home somewhere and to travel and have access to all of it. It's really remarkable, really remarkable. Then to come home and strip down, and we got some Miles Davis and Eddie Harris playing in jazz in the background, and we got all the like the little candles out and chilling out on the balcony overlooking just the beautiful ocean again. Access, the power of access. The world has given us so much awesome access, and all we need is just like a little bit of money. Like it doesn't need a lot, but it's more about understanding that it's there and creating that time and bit of location freedom just to go explore. Like everything is accessible. It's beautiful.